Hi and welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. If you haven't been here before, then this is a part of a series, even though it's slightly different to usual. I have been watching um, Bad Batch Season 2, so the playlist will be linked down below for you to watch the rest of the videos that I've done on it. Um, but if you have and you've got all the way through it and you're on this episode now, hi. Um, this is a bit different because unfortunately I lost the footage of me reacting to it. I've still got some of the audio because I record my audio separately. So yeah, I will be putting some of that like in between so that you can hear like how I did react to it and what that was like. But unfortunately, you're not going to get a raw reaction from me. Um, I am just going to review it, give you the points that I felt, some technical, some very personal. Um, that made it sound like inappropriate, but just personal. Um, yeah, yeah. Basically, that's how this is gonna go. So the episode was, as you can see, season 2, episode 12. Um, I really enjoyed this episode. I don't know if enjoyed is quite, it was a great episode. I didn't hate watching it, but it was intense to say the least. Also, I'm aware that it's dark in here. Um, I just can't be asked to do lighting today, so it's basically all natural lighting. So I decided that I'm just gonna turn the lights off in general. But yeah, first point, yay! I was really enthusiastic. Yay, crosshair episode because we didn't get a full episode of Crosshair in season 1. We already had one this season with Cody, which was, one of my favorite things because I love Cody. Um, but hey,
Hi,
you right?
I don't get the dream shot
You
thing.
don't, you don't. The dream snaps.
Yeah, that thing. I don't understand
Do you
it.
want me to help you with
I
that
really
after I
want
finish?
analogy. Thank you.
I'll help you with that in a minute. um, yeah. So it's nice that this season they actually gave us a lot more of Crosshair. You start to understand him a lot more as well, which we only really got at the end of season 1 because you thought it was all like the chip. I still have personal feelings about that, but I don't think they're gonna go into. I th- I I think he does just not have his chip now and only just noticed what the Empire's doing after this episode. So unfortunately, I did not make an accurate prediction there. Um, wouldn't be the first time, but still. Um, yeah. Um, but my react me my goodness gracious. My reaction to having a crosshair episode was pretty. Oh, we just see crosshair again. Yeah. Hey, it's been a while. Hey, boo. Yeah. I don't know if you could tell I was happy about that, but yeah. Um, the next point is I think, essential to the entire plot. Um, am I in love with Mayday? Most likely. I that's literally what I've got written in my notebook. In brackets it has R.I.P. will be missed. Um, once again, I found myself getting attached to a clone that obviously was not going to survive, and I knew that from the start, was in doubt, I think, through most of it. But yeah, um, but I genuinely like fell in love with him throughout that episode, and then he died. and I don't condone violence, but as a point that I will bring up later as well, I do not blame Crosshair for what he does after that because this man. Anyway, um, there's a few like production choices that I didn't hate. There was nothing in this episode that I hated, but I felt like could have been executed slightly better. Um, One of those is when Crosshair first starts talking to Mayday one on one, and they're talking like just introducing themselves to each other. Um, there's an awkward silence after Mayday asks for Crosshair's name, and I know what they were trying to do with this awkward silence. Well, I think I know anyway. I think I think they were trying to put across that Crosshair is a very closed book and that um he's not really good at opening up to people and was quite hesitant of getting to know other clones, especially with some of the stuff that's going on um with so many clones going AWOL. I think that's what they were going for, but I genuinely thought that Crosshair had just forgotten his name for a second because of that awkward pause. Like, I don't know if it was just me. Like, maybe it just didn't work for me and everyone else could read because it obviously wasn't bad for me to figure out what they were trying to do, but yeah, I don't know. It just didn't really work for me. Um, And then the only other production choice then was the exposure. Um so many parts of this episode were dark and I just couldn't see it. I mean, granted, I really needed to clean my screen that day and there was just dust that was completely blocking like what I was seeing. But um yeah, it was too dark. Like I get they're in the cave, so there's not going to be a lot of natural lighting, but I still want to see Crosshair and Mayday's beautiful faces. That's why I watched the episode. I didn't just, go to react to it so that I could hear their voices. I wanted to see them too. Basically. Um, I saw so the next bit was something that I realized that this isn't from the episode. But as a plot goes, I found it predictable. Um, but again, it's meant to be aimed from younger ages up. It is for the older ones as well because they know that people who watch the Clone Wars and Rebels and that will be watching it. Um, but it's so I don't mind that it wasn't an annoying predictable. It was still a predictable in which I was actively watching and wanting to know how Crosshair reacted to it in his environment, and I always love seeing the gradual build up of the Empire completely taken over. Like I still love that. Um but I did find it quite predictable. Like I knew straight away that there was going to be an avalanche and they were going to lose all of that stuff. Hence this screen because the avalanche also reminded me of Mulan. Um, and I did quote Mulan while watching it. But yeah, so
Man, you are one lucky bug.
yeah. Um, Now I know I said that I was really happy that this was a Crosshair episode, but and it's a big but. It's a big but. Um, can we just let Crosshair be happy? Like, and that's a common theme for the rest of the series because I have actually reacted already to the I reacted to them as they were coming out. But the ow, the rest of this season as well, Crosshair just doesn't get a break, like at all. Like I'm glad he's getting his redemption arc, but can we be kinder to him about it? Can he have a nicer redemption arc? Like, yeah, I'm hoping in season three we finally get to see him happy. He is gonna be a bit annoyed, but um, I'll go into that when we get to that because that's about other episodes. Not, I'm gonna try and stick to this episode and try to keep on topic. Cause hello, because I'm really good at staying on topic.
It feels like I've got the old Crosshair back. This is giving me hope.
Um, yeah. Anyway, so I just yeah. However, in saying that, of course I was rooting for Crosshair this whole time, and usually I don't condone violence, but and trigger warning ahead. I was rooting for him to murder Nolan. Bless you. Yeah, I was rooting for Nolan to be dead. And to cease existing. Because his face actually like looking for the photo for this PowerPoint. Listen, I don't want to see his face. He's kind of peeking through the trigger warning right now. But yeah, I don't I don't I just don't because apparently I can't think of any other word to say. Um, I don't think I need to explain it further though because hopefully everyone else in the entire galaxy agrees with me. Um, is it raining? Anyway, yeah, so let's move on from that. Don't want to see his face. The imagery and motifs in this episode, I like, yes, I reacted to it. I feel like it, unfortunately, with only having audio, um, in this episode didn't work because a lot of it was my facial expressions because I was just in awe with just how well it was done. Like I said, it was a predictable plot because it's aimed for younger kids mostly, but the theming of it was so dark and gritty and real. I mean, I know it's based on other planets and spaceships, whatever, that's not real, but that this is George Lucas's thing is to put real political, personal um stories and messages within fantastical um settings, you know? And I felt like this episode really beautifully embodied that. Um yeah, and I was like on the edge of my seat from a production point of view, ignoring the negative points that I said earlier. Um, yeah. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. It's just, it was amazing. And I just want Crosshair to be okay. All in all, I'm really sad that I actually lost footage for this episode because I felt like it was just so I think it was amazing, genuinely. Sorry, my little sister's singing to Taylor Swift. Um, I'm a crumbled up piece of paper lying here. That is not my normal singing voice. I just feel like I have to say that. Yeah. So yeah, I am sorry for the video malfunction that happened. But that was my opinion of it. Obviously, I couldn't skip this episode. One, you'd be confused as to where that went. Two, it's just important, especially with Crosshair being like confined and at the end of it. So I wanted to acknowledge the episode and give you guys my thoughts on it. Um
Like it. I didn't like that. But it was good. Like I enjoyed it, but I didn't like it.
yeah, well, I hope you enjoyed it, agreed with my opinion, or disagreed. Tell me like nicely in the comments what your thoughts on the episode were. Um I would like to hear feedback on that. Please like, subscribe, click the bell button if you haven't already, so that you can be updated when the next episode comes out. And I have already started editing that, so that is in production. Um, so it is on its way, and I do have the footage for it all, so that's fine. Hopefully that won't happen again. Yeah. And for now, that's a wrap. Boop boop ba doop.